What's going on, everyone? Clutch City Chronicles back here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about, the major blow to the Philadelphia 76ers with the Joel Embiid injury. It was a right orbital fracture, and, he has no timetable for a return, and this is really bad for the Sixers as they're going up against the first seed in Miami Heat, a team that just ended up, destroying the Atlanta Hawks and is at an all-time high in confidence. And the fact of the matter is, the 76ers need James Harden to be the guy they traded for. They need him to now be the number one option for the Sixers because there is no more rock to lean on with Joel Embiid, being on the floor. He was the mismatch for the Sixers against the Heat. He was the guy that was going to give them nightmares, but now, he's not going to be on the floor, so they're going to need to game plan for the Miami Heat and center everything around James Harden or, Tyrese Maxey. But the fact of the matter is I think Maxey's a bit too young to take on that kind of responsibility. So really, James has to return back to form in order for the Sixers to stand a chance against Miami. Best case scenario, the Sixers steal one game at home and one game on the road. And the fact of the matter is the series will be tied, and hopefully by then they have a clarity of Joel Embiid's return, and maybe that will boost their confidence, and they could win this series. I really hate how people are already ruling out the 76ers because, let's be real, they're a much better team than the Atlanta Hawks. Even without Joel Embiid, they're a better team than the Atlanta Hawks. They're only 2 games away from the Miami Heat in the standings. This is not as much of a mismatch as people want it to be, because the Sixers are actually a really good team. Obviously, they have James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. They have pretty good role players in Danny Green. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, they got Matisse Thybulle. They got a pretty good team in place. They just need James Harden to step up and be more than what he has been with Joel Embiid. He needs to pour in more points per game. He needs to keep that assist to turnover ratio, perfect, like it was against the Raptors last game. So that's the James Harden they need in order to win this series. So as far as I'm concerned, this series is not ruled out of question. It's not like, oh, Miami won. No, it's not that kind of scenario, in my opinion. I think the Sixers have a chance. I think they're going to try and push it as far as they can. Hopefully get some clarity on Joel Embiid's return. And then, make an upset, if you will. And the one question I had when this happened is, why didn't the 76ers wait to announce this injury, right before the game or something like that? Give the Miami Heat some headache, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you're even allowed to do that. But in my opinion, the 76ers should have waited to announce this injury more closer to game 1, so the Miami Heat have less time to prepare for a 76ers team without Joel Embiid. So that's just my take on what the Sixers could have done to make this more onto their advantage than the Miami Heat. But I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. So comment down below your thoughts on this. Like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more.